One thing's for sure, Reggie. He didn't come in there intimidated by Ali, just as so many of Ali's opponents do.
Well, this seems an extraordinary rest period to me. It seemed far more than a minute. I think they had to wait for the young lady to get out of the ring. So, round 2, and right away Lewis is off the mark with a left hook there that landed. Ali was just pulling his head back a bit, but he didn't get away completely. I'm wondering now whether Ali's changing tactics a bit by ducking down and trying to come inside that left jab. Ali teed off pretty good with the left hook there. And he looks as though he definitely has, if not respect, perhaps even a bit of fear that Lewis might come at him a bit dangerously, and he's trying to take him out quick. There's no fooling around at all from Ali. There's no doubt that this fellow carries a bit of a whack in either hand, and I think it would suit Ali. And Eskin now warning Ali to keep his punches up. I haven't seen that before in a fight with this former champion. I've never seen him land a low blow before, and I've covered most of them in America, and of course all of them in Europe. Well, that's one right out of the book. And this is a very heavily padded ring, which is maybe one of the reasons why the dancing feet are not in evidence. Now, what's he trying to do? Who's he trying to kid here, Ali? Is he trying to set Lewis up for the punch? Because he's certainly asking for trouble there, backing him off to a corner, doing nothing. Again, that left flick to the body. And if Lewis tees off with a right-hand counter, he could be in trouble. And he almost walked into that right-hand shot by dropping his hands there. I think he's got to pile up these left hands the whole time to take some of the steam out of Lewis and try and make him use those legs and tire him out very quickly. It looks like Lewis takes a good shot. 30 fights and lost only 4 of them. And the corner from Lewis is saying, fire, let punches go, will you? But he's not doing enough, Lewis.
He's a big man.
Yeah, I see the referee had to wait for that young lady to get out of the ring there. She just have to get out. They don't have a 10-second buzzer here as you have in America. So, to recap then, round 3, in case you've just joined us, Muhammad Ali and Al Blue Lewis, and I don't think there's any necessity for me to identify Muhammad Ali, because if you don't know him, you must have been living in a cave. And now here goes the Muhammad Ali show. He's walked around in Dublin rather like a Pied Piper. The crowds and kids have followed him everywhere and just almost worshipped the man. And here's this heavyweight happening now, really giving them some sparkle. I think he's taken a couple of Lewis's best shots and figures I've got to get in, but he's not getting it his own way at all. And this fellow can cave a few ribs in, but he's calling him on again. This is exactly what he did with Jerry Quarry. But whether he can break Lewis up as quickly as he did Quarry is another thing. What do you know about this? Lewis is entered into the act, and he's doing it. It's tit-for-tat stuff here. those shots are a bit high with the right hand, catching Lewis on the temple. It'll make him difficult for him to think a bit if he takes too many of those on the top of the head. And hanging onto the rope there, you're not supposed to do that according to the rules over here. But I think they've parked the rule book at the gates tonight and left it all to Lew Eskin. And now he's really snarling at him, Muhammad Ali. He's putting his punches together with purpose now. They're trying to sneak these right hands the whole time. They're trying to get cocky with them. Lewis is jabbing with that left hand, pouring with it a bit, like a man who's a bit uncertain of where he's going. I'm surprised he's backing himself onto the ropes like this, Lewis. I mean, he knows he can't get away any farther than that. He's in trouble. As we come up now towards the end of the round, it looks like Muhammad Ali wanted to pin him in his own corner to save the walk home.
Lewis is certainly doing a lot better job than, for example, Jerry Quarry did with Muhammad. At least Lewis is in there, he's fighting, and certainly Muhammad is taking him seriously.
Well, I was in Las Vegas for that fight, Bob, and I couldn't agree with you more. I thought Quarry would give him much more trouble than he did, but he didn't, and I agree with you that certainly these opening rounds, Lewis's bums have been coming. And it looks as though Muhammad Ali has got to use the softening up process before he can catch up with this fellow.
Plus, for Ali, he's in good shape, and he's fighting the Ali fight, which is, as usual, superb.
No question he is in good shape, and he's getting up well before the rounds start here. He's really waiting for that buzzer that doesn't exist. So round 4 then. And if you had to score at this stage, no question that Ali is in front, but not by the wide margin that we expected. Al Lewis's last fight was against that rough Oscar Bonavena down in Buenos Aires, and word had it that Lewis was not only doing well, but on his way to defeating Bonavena, but he was disqualified for butting. Well, if you butt Bonavena in Buenos Aires, you've got no chance. Now, Angelo Dundee calling out to Muhammad Ali, give him the shuffle. I think he wants to mesmerize Lewis a little bit. He wants his fighters to turn it on. Certainly it looks as though it's a statue being scratched at the moment. See now that Lewis is rooted to the center of the ring, and this fellow is using this ring, even though it is only about 16 feet square, and the referee having a job to keep out of the way of these big fellows as well. But it doesn't look as though it's had any effect yet on Lewis's legs, and he's willing to throw bombs if he gets the chance. I'm telling you, this one's for real. If you're as close up here as I am, you can absolutely see those punches sinking into Muhammad Ali's ribs, but he's tucking the elbows in fairly cleverly. And that really banged Lewis off balance. I don't know really whether he was hurt by that. He's certainly got uncertain legs, to say the least. But I wonder whether he just toppled him off balance or hurt him with that one. I wouldn't like to take it to try. You get the feeling of frustration now from Lewis, as though he's saying to Muhammad Ali, stand there, I want to hit you. But he's too smart for that. Ali breaking the force of those punches, tucking his arms inside. stand there calling in Muhammad Ali's corner that Lewis is tired. I wouldn't quite go along with that. I understand that he's not a long-distance fighter.
But Ali's hitting him with his good shots, and he's coming back. And I must say, I didn't hear the bell there either, but the fighters were very obedient about that as they were having that rather hectic exchange there at the end of the round. That's what the old-time fight chroniclers used to